A driver going for a late night dip. Only problem, he didn't get out of his minivan. Hear from the homeowner who had the rude awakening.
And where the...
A late night visit by an uninvited guest. Take a look. The driver of a van crashed into a Canoga Park backyard and landed in a pool at about 10:30 last night. Officers say the man lived a few houses away in the 18,100 block of Eccles Street. Reports say the driver was not drunk and appeared to have only lost control of his van. Luckily, no one was seriously hurt.
We heard this loud crash, and we both bolted out of bed. We just ran outside, and the driver, he was all by himself, I guess fortunately, and he was hanging out the driver's window, and we were just trying to make sure there was no one else in the car.
The van was checked out at the scene and is said to be okay. The man in the van, I should say. Officers say he did not have a valid license. He was issued a traffic citation for that reason.
And quickly, we want to go back to our breaking news in Northridge, where a van crashed into a backyard swimming pool. Joining us now on the phone is the homeowner, Matthew Vance. Matthew, how did the driver get out?
We were asleep, and we heard the noise, and believe it or not, it sounded like exactly what you thought it would be. And when I looked out the window, sure enough, the van was in there, and the driver, he was all by himself. He was kind of hanging out of the driver's window, very bewildered, and an owner, or anyway, the woman who lives in the house behind him was yelling at him, and we were just trying to make sure there was no one else in the car, because it looked like obviously he would get out okay.
All right, thank you. Matthew Vance, the homeowner, where you see that van in his backyard swimming pool.
Not what you would expect to find at about 11 o'clock at night. All right.
Well, it looks like it didn't go swimmingly for the driver of this van. The owners of the Canoga Park home heard the big splash around 10:30 last night.
Police say the driver did the old thing of mixing up the car pedals, hitting the gas instead of the brakes. Then he crashed through that wall there that you saw and landed right here in the pool.
We were awakened by this loud crash and flash of light. You know, it kind of all happened so quickly. We saw the minivan in the pool. We determined there was no one else in there other than the driver, who was hanging out of the driver's window.
Now, fortunately, nobody was hurt at all. The driver was not cited, but this morning you got to bet there are a couple of insurance agencies that aren't going to be too happy.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was a 6.3 degree of difficulty getting into the pool.
At 6:41, things went swimmingly for the driver of this van in Canoga Park for all the wrong reasons overnight. The owners of the Canoga Park home heard a big splash about 10:30 p.m. Police say the driver simply stepped on the gas instead of the brakes. Then he crashed through the home's wall and landed right here in the pool. Nobody hurt, the driver not cited, but mechanics expect to find out that the van's engine is flooded.
A Navy diver